America the Beautiful. And I know you'll see a lot of beauty as our models show off the outfits they have made, designed, embellished. Maybe they've been given, maybe they borrowed. We have an outfit from our clothing vendor, Sold Up Fashions, and I do thank Nancy Hussinger for helping us by loading this outfit to showcase in the show. As you came in the room, you should have received a copy of the program and a door prize ticket. At the end, is there anybody that doesn't have a door prize ticket? I got about 25 or 30 door prizes, and I thank Barbara Brisky and Barbara Angano and me for all these door prizes. We got a whole bunch of them. At the end of the show, the tickets will be taped to the door prizes. Please check these out with Carol and Barbara. We thank Bobby Curry, Barbara and Ron Ingano, Carol and Richard Owen, who are helping with the show today, and of course Donna and Jim Lamb, who are co-chairs. As a special thank you to Barbara, the Barbaras, for helping with the door prizes. This year's theme has been a lot of fun, although some people thought they had to have flag prints, or at least red, white, and blue. You're going to see some beautiful red, white, and blue. You're going to see stars and stripes, but you're going to also see other colors that are quite beautiful and learn about our models. We have models from all over North Carolina, as well as some from outside of North Carolina. As I began to get ready for this show, I searched for something with just a little bit of levity, and I found a cute little poem. Most of us can identify. A few of you are a little bit younger, but if you are in my age range, I'm officially old now as of August 2nd. The good old days will come in, and I want you to know about these good old days in a poem called Remember When. I remember the cabbage, my childhood, and the bread that we cooked with knife, when the children helped with the housework and the men worked away, not the wife. The cheese never needed a fridge, and the bread was so crusty and hot. The children were seldom unhappy, and the wife seemed okay with her lot. I remember milking a cow, making butter with cream on the top. Our dinner came hot from the oven, but not from a freezer or shop. The kids were a lot more contented. They didn't need money for kicks, just a game with their friends on the outside, and some went to Saturday flicks. I remember the store in the country where candy for pennies was sold. Do you think I'm getting nostalgic, or is I just getting old? Bathing was done in a wash tub with plenty of rich foamy suds, and the ironing seemed never ending, because Mama ironed everyone's duds. I remember the slap on my backside and the taste of the soap if I swore, and anorexia and diets weren't heard of, and we hadn't much choice what we wore. Do you think we had lower esteem? Was initiative really destroyed? We ate what was put on the table, and I think life was better enjoyed. Last year I welcomed Donna Lamb as my helper, and she has agreed to help me once more. As our models leave the stage today and go back to the back, Donna's going to be presenting my personal thank you gift to each couple. I hope as you decorate your Christmas tree this year, you'll remember that you were a part of America the Beautiful, because that's what you are, the beautiful part of the 2018 Convention Fashion Show. Our first models are Donna and Jim Lamb. Donna and Jim served as Vice President of North Carolina Camping Squares, and they were the first presidents of T&T Twirlers in 1985. Donna and Jim were high school sweethearts. They've been married for 64 years. Incidentally, that's the longest of any couple in our show this year. Jim served in the U.S. Air Force. Both are retired from IBM. They retired in 1987 after a 30-year career. They have a whole lot of hobbies: dancing, racing, and Donna has been doing a few line dances at Camping Squares and in Florida. Donna's wearing a red, white, and blue tiered skirt, which she made way back in 1985 when the T&T Twirlers were trying to come up with a club outfit. You may see him acting skirt on the dance floor this weekend, since Donna says she made several of them. The skirt comes in handy when she needs something patriotic. Donna also made her puff-sleeve white blouse that is lace trimmed. Jim is wearing dark blue Wrangler jeans, a white western-style shirt with red roses on the shoulders. His tie features a custom bolo slide made by Donna, which features red, white, and blue ribbons and red, white, and blue beads, and it has a U.S. Air Force center. Donna said, let y'all know that if you want one made with your branch of the service or another medallion center, see her after the show. Thank you very much, Donna and Jim. Jim's going to stay up front and help you folks up and on the stage. I appreciate Richard doing the, as you enter the stage, we don't want anybody to fall. As they would have it, I completed the program, got it to the printer, and luckily it wasn't completed. So our next couple is Carol and David Staples. David is one of our talented callers, and he's got a call at 2 o'clock, so we had to put him earlier in the show. Carol is a very talented seamstress. She also knits beautifully. They dance, and he's the caller for Dukes and Bows, and he calls fairly often for the Yellow Rockers. Carol says she's been dancing for 38 years. She did the State Convention Sewing Clinic for 10 years, and they've served on the State Convention Committee as officers of several clubs. They have 11 grandchildren, 1 great-grandchild, and they enjoy bluegrass music. He plays, she listens. Carol's two-piece dress has a white peasant blouse with a ruffled red, white, and blue fabric and lace around the neckline. The sleeves and ruffle have satin edges of red, white, and blue. Her skirt has 4 doors with red, white, and blue fabric with a ruffle and lace attached at the bottom. Each door and the sleeves have ribbon accents. She's wearing a crystal petticoat and red belt. David is wearing a red, white, and blue shirt and black pants. Thank you, Carol, for sharing her talent. They have been in 19 shows. And thank you, David. I know this weekend's a busy one for our callers, so we really do appreciate you giving up your time again. Barbara and George Nariski are our next couple. They belong to the Pope Combinators and the Camping Squares. They've served as regional directors for the Sandhills region for a long, long time. Barbara and George were awarded the Golden Slipper Award in 2009 and now serve as on the selection committee. They belong to the Gulf Wing Road Riders Association and have toured 48 states on motorcycles. George even raced on a flat track in the early 60s. They've been married for 59 years and have been dancing for 20 years. I'll share a little bit more about them later in the show because this couple is going to model twice. This outfit is a white skirt, top with red, white, and blue trim, background alternating with white panels. The panels are trimmed with red ribbon, and the ruffle of her skirt and white top has narrow rolled hem edging of variegated thread, which is red, white, and blue. The sleeves of her white top and the skirt ruffle match the print in her skirt. The belt matches the star print, as does George's tie. And notice that George is showing off his military background by wearing his green beret. Thank you, George, for your service. Thank you both for sharing your beautiful outfit. Steve Arthur is our next model, and his escort is his darling little 3-year-old granddaughter, Emma Faye Gray. Steve joined us last year for the first time, and he's one of those rare men who sew. His shirts are white, western style, featuring the flag print on the yokes, pocket flaps, and puffs of his sleeves. He's a member of the Wilmington 76ers and Warsaw Seesaws. He's modeled in the Virginia and Washington area. He's a widower. He has 2 children and 4 grandchildren. I think Emma Faye may be a baby. She's the only little girl. He worked in the field of textiles for 49 years. Now, Emma Faye is wearing a handkerchief dress, which her papa got her a Cracker Barrel. She's only 3, but no doubt the apple of papa's eye. a way to start out our young dancers, Steve was in last year's show wearing shoes that he had painted racing flags on. So probably there's something else that I didn't notice about the picture that he sent to me. Thank you, Steve, and thank you, Emma Faye. I should have pushed those stickers that close to the front, should I? Sue and Bob Broderick are our next models, and they'll also be modeling twice. Sue and Bob have been square dancing for 7 years, but they did a lot of clogging before that. They enjoy combining square dance with RV travels to national and state conventions, as well as weekend dances. They completed a year's program of dance, square dances in both North Carolina and Florida, and they're planning to get some floor time to practice advanced dancing skills this weekend. Sue got her red, white, and blue outfit by Rhythm Creations at a free clothing table in Florida. Sue seems to have a knack for getting things really good bargains in square dance attire. Her skirt is patterned ruffles with a flag print fabric, ruffle sleeves and neckline, and a navy blue ruffle. She's wearing red accessories. She's wearing white shoes and red slip. I was going about what I had told on the floor. Bobby's wearing a white western shirt, and his tie was made from the belt that originally went with Sue's outfit. He's also wearing blue denim pants, a black hat, and boots. We'll learn more about them when they return to the stage later in the program, and thank you, Sue and Bob, for being part of the 2018 show. Brenda and Bobby Bird are next. They dance with the injured twirlers, the promenaders, and camping squares. They've been in 4 previous fashion shows and have assisted with after parties at state convention. Brenda's dress is a two-piece featuring white stars on a red background and solid red fabric. The skirt's gathered with a red ruffle highlighted with white ribbon and lace. The top is a peasant style, has short sleeves and a star print ruffle at the neckline edged in white lace. She's wearing a white slip and pink pants and white shoes. Brenda's claim to fame is quite a few blue ribbons at the state fair for her jellies and other canned goods. Bobby's garden is outstanding. Notice I said his garden. He's not outstanding in his garden. I saw one picture where the tomato plants were taller than Bobby, and they share produce with their friends and neighbors each summer. Bobby retired this year from the glam drywall, so after years working away from home, they're learning to live together again, getting under each other's feet. Perhaps I should have said on each other's nerves. They're remodeling their home, and Bobby does some freelance drywall installation, so if you need him, here he is. Thank you, Bobby and Brenda. Bobby is sporting a red, white, and blue patriotic print shirt with stars on the shoulder, and he has on navy slacks, a bolo, and his bolo is red, white, and blue also, and it was made by Don Lane. Now, thank you. Susan Risenballer is our next model. Susan started dancing in Rochester, New York in 2003. She now lives in Wake Forest, and she and her fiance Paul moved to North Carolina in 2007. She has 1 daughter who lives in Ohio and 2 granddaughters, Jasmine and Tabitha. Her green and purple outfit was donated to Capitol Squares Club, where she now dances here in Raleigh. Her mother and stepfather were round dancers at level 5. So she says she has lots of hand-me-downs, but she's always looking for new outfits, and she says free is good. Susan works at the Harris Teeter Deli in Wake Forest. She's worked in Wegmans Deli, Rover Deli, and has been at Harris Teeter for the past 7 years. She says, I know how to slice meat. Her hobby's doing complicated jigsaw puzzles, which she glues and frames. I got to see a picture of some of them, and they're beautiful. Susan had foot surgery in April, so that's why she's dancing with tennis shoes. Bobby Curry is serving as Susan's escort. Bobby dances with both promenaders, Scottish twirlers, and camping squares, and he's wearing a white western shirt. Thank you, Susan, for modeling for your first time, and thank you, Bobby, for being our guest musician. I dance with several clubs, and it's pretty obvious that some of us are getting older. One of my younger friends started collecting cats, and I asked her why. She says, "Oh, I'm just getting ready for the mini calls." Cynthia and Deanna Lalonde were brand new dancers last year, so now they're seasoned dancers after 2 years. They dance with the square heels and they live in Pittsburgh. Ever since some of the dancers in their area realized that she loved to dress up to square dance, their names kept being recommended to me for the fashion show. I think she said she had over 100 outfits last year, and last night she told me that she had about 150 now. Today she's wearing a tribute to Stars and Spangles by adding trim and decorations to their outfits. She also designed the blend up on her shoes, and the odd shirt was a square dance giveaway due to a few small stains. Well, Cynthia took care of that. She creatively covered them up with Stars and Spangles. I think their friends were right to refer this couple to me for the fashion show, and I don't think you'll miss them on the dance floor. Thank you, Cynthia and Deanna. Helga and Billy Hamlin come to our show from Sumter, South Carolina, and they're part of North Carolina's show for the second year. Helga and Billy dance with clubs in the Columbia area, but they're playing with Sumter Gamecock Strutters as their home club. Helga loves to sew, and she makes not only her outfits, but Billy's shirts too. Her outfit is a black and white striped cotton material with gray and red bows. The red Peter Pan collar and flounces on her sleeves are lined in red. She's added red ribbon bows on her sleeves and sparkly red bow buttons on the front of her dress. She accessorizes her outfit with a red petticoat. Check out the matching garter. Helga accessorizes her outfit with a red petticoat, big pants, and red sparkle post dance shoes. They have found one of the best fabric shops that I've ever been to, Mary Jo's on Gastonia. His fabric was purchased there several years ago, and Helga made his black and white striped shirt from it. It is a zipper print stripe, and it's accented with red on the cuffs, pocket flaps, button band, and yoke. And I think you'll agree Helga is not only creative, but an accomplished seamstress. Helga and Billy will model again, so I'll share a little bit more about this couple at that time. Thank you, Helga and Billy, for coming to North Carolina. Sandy Madden and Wayne Snipes join us from nearby Apex and Dunn. Sandy says modeling is way out of her comfort zone, but I think you'll agree when you look this good, that shouldn't even be a fleeting thought. Sandy is one of our new dancers, having danced about a year and a half. She's a member of Carrie Cross Trailers and dances Captain Squares, Square Heels, and Angel Corridors. Today she's modeling a navy blue state dress of Charlotte with crochet trim and loose-fitting flowing fit. It's sleeveless, it has a back button closure. She accessorizes with hot pink petty pants and a floral and pink boots. Incidentally, the boots were her signature accessory. She simply loves to dance in them. Sandy has 2 beautiful daughters and is nanny to 6 grandchildren. 5 girls and 1 little boy. Her profession is accounting and administration, but she loves to read, volunteers with the elderly, and has training in biblical counseling. Her love of Jesus certainly comes through as you get to know her. Wayne is wearing a red Izod long-sleeve shirt, white brown and ivy slacks, and a patriotic holiday tie inspired by Hallmark. He's the father of 2 sons and 1 daughter, and owner and operator of Wayne's General Construction Company. In his free time, he fishes, hunts, and enjoys time with his family, loves to vacation in the mountains of Tennessee. Wayne's also a devoted Christian. And I'm going to have to do this thank you, Wayne and Sandy, with a special thanks to Sandy. I'm modeling him. Sandy helped me recruit several of our new dancers for modeling their first fashion show. Tried to put him in Alabama or Arkansas or South Georgia or someplace like that, but noticed the theory. Darla and David Lawton are our next models, and they come to us from the very middle of North Carolina, Randall, North Carolina. They dance with the Matrix Squares of Winston-Salem. They've been dancing 3 years after a long break from square dancing while they raised the children. They met while serving in the Air Force in England and are both Air Force veterans. She said she told him he had to learn to square dance if he wanted to date her, and he apparently decided that was a good idea. David was an aircraft mechanic, and Darla enjoys sewing and quilting. David also excels in shooting sports competitions, rifle, pistol, and shotgun. They're both active in church activities. Darla is wearing a dress which she made to fit the convention's patriotic theme to go with David's patriotic shirt, which he purchased at a previous state convention. Her dress doesn't have a black trim, but it does feature stars and stripes. And I think you agree it's a beautiful part of the 2018 fashion show. There's a lot of talent in sewing, and we appreciate you, Darla, for sharing yours with us. Thanks to both of you for being a part of North Carolina. Our next models are Johanna Halubowitz. I had to practice that one a little bit. And Thomas McCarthy. Johanna sort of makes This America the Beautiful show an international show. She was actually born in Romania. She has been living in the United States for 30 years, has 4 grown children, and has ministered to the homeless in Raleigh for the last 10 years. She actually travels around the world as a missionary and says she has fun and sees lots of miracles. Her favorite place is Jerusalem. She owns and runs a German preschool in Cary. Johanna is modeling her black top and black lacy leggings that are from Israel. Her flowing pink skirt completes her outfit. Johanna has been dancing with the Cary Cross Trailers for about 18 months. She enjoys travel, dancing, volunteering, and helping make life more enjoyable to those she volunteers with, as well as her own children. Thomas dances with Capital Squares, Cary Cross Trailers, and Square Heels. He never has any trouble finding a dance partner. He even danced with me at the Yellow Rockers when the Cary group visited. He danced for 4 or 5 years, and after a 20-year break, was moved back for 6 months. Thomas is wearing black dress pants, black Western-style white horse brand shirt with ranch flower embroidery in red and silver. The pockets sort of remind you of smiley faces. His crushable cowboy hat has a matching band, and he completes his outfit with a gold-plated oval eagle bolo. Thank you, Johanna and Thomas, for your first year in North Carolina. Some of you brought your cheering section with you. That's wonderful. Brenda and Tommy Honeycutt have been in the State Square Dance fashion shows 3 times before, and they have danced for 33 years. The outfit Brenda is wearing is in fact one that she wore in 2015 show, and I begged her to model it again since it was so pretty and it fit the show theme so well. Brenda and Tommy dance with the Skinny Moores in Mooresville, North Carolina. They've been married for 51 years. They have 2 children and 6 grandchildren. Brenda's patriotic outfit is blue background with white stars. Her sister made this outfit for her, and together they form a patriotic swirl pattern from the insert between the star and 5-inch bottom ruffle, wavy red and white stripes. White ribbon was used to outline the star pattern, and a white bow is attached at the top of each point. This is a quick sew pattern. 2 3-inch ruffles were added to the neckline of the top, and the top ruffle is blue with white stars, the bottom ruffle red with white stripes. The sleeves and neckline are embellished with a white bow, and she wears a white slip, heavy pants, shoes with a beautiful dress. Tommy is wearing a white shirt, navy pants, and his Stars and Stripes tie was made from one of the fabrics seen in Brenda's skirt. He's a good guy. You can tell because he's got on a white hat. He has black western boots. And thank you, Brenda and Tommy, for joining us again. Folks, you're going to want to see this one just a little bit closer up. Sue and Bob Broderick are back with us with an outfit which was given to Sue and appears to be handmade. Sue and Bob live in Hendersonville, North Carolina. Hendersonville is the 7th largest apple producer in the country. Each September, Hendersonville hosts an apple festival or weekend where anything and everything apple is sold and eaten. Sue and Bob decided to be apple ambassadors today in this year's show to highlight the upcoming festival held over Labor Day weekend. Sue says, after all, what's more American than apple pie? Sue's skirt features alternate panels of navy blue and apple print with a large apple print ruffle on the bottom. Her shirt is it's not a red logo. Her shirt is navy knit and features a separate apple overlay across the shoulders. She wears it with a red petticoat. Are they red or are they navy? It's red. Okay. She wears it with a red petticoat, petty pants, and belt. Her earrings are apples, and she completes the outfit with white shoes. Bob is wearing navy blue western shirt with matching apple print on cuffs and yoke and the red tie. Once again, he has blue denim pants, black boots, and a hat. I told you I'd share a little more about them. Sue is a nurse. She helps with cancer research, specifically stem cell collection for bone marrow transplants. Bob's a retired attorney, and he always enjoys woodworking as a hobby. They enjoy camping. As an advanced dancer, they're going to enjoy each phase of square dancing this weekend. Thank you, Sue and Bob, and a special thanks for modeling twice. Stay a second, Barbara. Bob's an attorney, so I've got to do a little play with words here that proves that English is a very confusing language. Now listen very closely. If a lawyer does wrong, he can be disbarred. A clergy can be defrauded. So, shouldn't it follow that an electrician should be delighted, musicians denoted, cowboys deranged, models deposed, tree surgeons debarked, and dry cleaners depressed? Barbara and George Dervisky return to the stage next with their gorgeous outfit. Who would have thought you could put 4 different prints together and see such a beautiful dress? Well, that's what Barbara's skirt. I describe the outfit first and this one second. Her skirt has an alternating star print of red, blue on a pale blue background. The ruffle is white, and her belt matches the inserts. She has some of the prettiest slips I've ever seen. Sparkles on the edges, and the light blue brings out the light blue in her outfit. Her top is white, and it has variegated edging made like a narrow roll in. George is wearing a white shirt, matching tie, and once again he shows his military affiliation by wearing his green beret. George and Barbara have good news. Not only do they have 3 daughters, 1 son, and 6 grandchildren, they now have 1 great-granddaughter. She's 10 months old, and she's a delight to be around. So thank you, George and Barbara. You always have beautiful outfits to model, and I truly appreciate you having been in the fashion show for 5 years that I've given leadership to. Several of our dancers have been married a long time, so I have to think about the English language again. It's said that I am is the shortest sentence in the English language. Could it be that I do is the longest? Susan and Leo Trepanier have been dancing for 32 years and have been in 4 previous fashion shows. Both Susan and Leo served in the Army, and they were actually married in Denmark and helped to start square dance clubs on several military bases. Recently, Leo was named the representative for North Carolina to the National Square Dance Camping Organization. They dance with other promenaders and camping squares. Susan's daughter bought her the outfit she's modeling today. Her Mandiki skirt is, she is wearing a red top with a Mandiki skirt. The ruffles and skirt have 6 gathered ruffles, each of a different print. They are trimmed and beautifully executed combination of red and white and blue bric-a-brac, silver braid, and red ribbons. In the print fabrics, you'll see stars and stripes, balloons, and other patriotic prints. Leo is wearing a red shirt, blue jeans, and a white tie. And I think you'll agree this is not only a beautiful outfit, but her daughter was very, very sweet to give her this lovely outfit to model in the fashion show this year. Thank you, Susan and Leo, for being a part of the show. This incidentally is one of our, although Susan owns hers, this came from our vendor, Silva Fashion. Anita Morgan and her husband Jay are our next models. Neither of them could possibly be a stranger to the square dancers of North Carolina. Jay is one of our talented callers, and Anita is one of our talented line dance cuers. They call and cue for camping squares, sandpipers, and folk promenaders. Anita is wearing a red top, slip, silver stars, a red, white, and blue print with stars, flags, stripes, starbursts, hearts, banners. In fact, if you look closely, you'll see almost any pattern that you could imagine created. The 8 alternate print panels are separated by eyelet and ribbon trim. The print and red stripe ruffles stand out with a clever addition of eyelet and red ribbon trim. Jay's a Marine, and his blue western style shirt has flags and stars all over. But when he turns around, you'll see a cowboy kneeling before the American flag. What better picture could you visualize than a cowboy kneeling before the flag, worn by a Marine, accompanied by his beautiful wife of 8 years. Anita and Jay have one daughter with a doctorate from NC State. Both Anita and Jay have been very active in the North Carolina Folk Round and Square Dance Federation. They were named to the Hall of Fame in 2015, and he began calling in 1990 and she cueing in 95. So a lot of talent wrapped up in one household. As I worked through this year's script for the fashion show, there were several times that I had problems with computers. And I understand Jay has a little trouble sometimes with his computer. So it helped me remember something that I'd read. Being a pretty good size, good board man, my family always was, it's fun to share. Bill Gates recently compared the computer industry to the auto industry. He said if Ford kept up with technology like the computer industry has, we'd all be driving $25 cars that got 1,000 miles per gallon. In response, Ford issued a press release. It said that if Ford had developed technology like Microsoft, we'd all be driving cars with the following 10 characteristics. 1, for no reason whatsoever, your car would crash twice a day. 2, every time they repainted the lines on the road, you'd have to buy a new car. 3, occasionally your car would die on the freeway and for no reason. You'd have to pull to the side of the road, close off the windows, shut off the engine, restart it, open the windows before you could continue, and for some reason, you'd simply accept it. 4, occasionally when you attempted to turn left, the car would shut down, refuse to start, in which case you'd have to reinstall your engine. 5, Macintosh would make a car that was powered by the sun, was reliable, 5 times as fast, and twice as easy to drive, but it would only run on 5% of your roads. 6, the oil, temperature, and alternator warning lights would all be replaced by one single warning light that said, "This car has performed an illegal operation." Number 7, The airbag system would ask, "Are you sure?" before it would deploy. Number 8, occasionally, for no reason whatsoever, your car would lock you out, refuse to let you in until you simultaneously lifted the door handle, turned the key, grabbed hold of the antenna. 9, every time a new car was introduced, car buyers would have to learn to drive all over again because none of the controls would operate the same as the original. And 10, you'd have to press the start button to turn the engine off. Finally, if all else failed, you'd be instructed to call customer service in some foreign country and be instructed in some foreign language how to fix it yourself. And I said all this with my computer tech son in the room. Helga and Billy Hamlin are returning to the stage from Sumter, South Carolina. They've been dancing for 10 years after a 30-year break raising their family. They've been married for 38 years. They have 3 children and 3 grandchildren. They say they enjoy traveling, and we're happy to have them traveling to North Carolina to the State Square Dance Convention again this year. The dress Helga's wearing is made from red, white, blue, of course. She's used red for the bodice, which features a sweetheart neckline trimmed in white braid. The skirt is a swirl of white, red, and white stripes, and the navy blue ribbon is also trimmed in white braid. Helga got the idea for this dress after meeting a lady at the 2013 National Convention in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Billy is wearing his western shirt featuring black cowboy print motifs. And yes, Helga made Billy's shirt. Thank you, Helga and Billy, for showing off both your outfits in this year's show. Her matching garters, she still got it on. Terry Woodall is a dental hygienist and a native of Raleigh. She's been dancing for 7 years and dances with the Square Heels and Camping Squares. She's been in the State Fashion Show 3 times before and was a big help in getting her friends who are fairly new to square dance to become a part of this year's show. Today she's wearing a bender outfit from Zola Fashions. Her top is a peasant style with lace ruffles around the neckline, and her skirt has 5 tiers. It's a navy blue background with tiny little white hearts. She's accessorized with silk belt and black boots. And we thank you very much, Terry. Terry is being accompanied by Wayne Snipes as her escort, and yes, you've seen him before, so thank you, Wayne, for returning to the stage as Terry's escort. Wayne is still wearing his red eyed long-sleeve shirt, white Crown and Ivy slacks, and a patriotic holiday tie that was inspired by Hallmark. Thank you very much. I didn't even mock his southern drawl this time. Virginia and Bob Walford join us from way west, the southwestern part of North Carolina, Franklin, North Carolina. They're in fact closer to the capital of Georgia than to Raleigh, so it's no wonder that they've been very busy recruiting for the 2019 Square Dance Convention, also referred to as the 68, to be held in Atlanta next year. They're serving as registration chairman for the 68. And if you're not registered, they can help you get registered right outside. This couple, who were Golden Slipper awardees in 2014, have served as regional directors and on the registration for the State Square Dance Convention Committee. Bob and I have this agreement. 5 years ago, I registered for the 68. He agreed to be in the fashion shows until 2019. So this is their 5th show. I hope it's not the last. Virginia sews, and this year she's wearing red and silver with an overskirt of red, white, and blue. She accessorizes it with silver shoes. When Virginia registered him for this year, she said she had absolutely no idea what Bob would be wearing. Well, he's not wearing nothing. He's wearing a striped shirt in the cream color and black stripes. And I can't see what's on his shoulders, but they're little box-looking things on his shoulders. He does have on his black jeans, black boots, black belt, and black hat. Thank you, Bob and Virginia, for the work you've done for both North Carolina and National. Also, you're still welcome to model in the State Square Dance fashion shows. After all, you'll want to show off Virginia's sewing talent, and you're going to have a lot less on your mind by next August. So thank you, Virginia, and thank you, Bob, for being the last time fashion show. Angie and Louis McClure are the general chairman for the 68th National Square Dance Convention to be held in Atlanta, June 26th through 29th of 2019. She says the Peach Pits Convention Board is known with the wind, inviting new dancers to come dance and explore Georgia in 2019. They're wearing the 68th National Convention outfit. Her board skirt is sage green, representing the lush green forests of Georgia. The paisley fabric represents the 5 regions of Georgia: High Country, Metro Atlanta, Classic Heartland, Plantation Midlands, and the beautiful coastal region in Georgia. Her skirt has a double ruffle of paisley and red, accented with ivory lace. Her blouse is red and white polka dots with a paisley ruffle around the neckline and sleeves. Louis is the handsome, debonair general chairman, and he's wearing black slacks, a red western shirt with silver collar tips, and a paisley tie. His black belt features the silver convention belt buckle for the 68. Louis's father was a square dance scholar in California where he grew up, and he learned to dance as a child in a youth club in Southern California. They did demonstrations and traveled with his parents to other clubs. Louis is a U.S. Navy veteran. He worked with the Navy's nuclear power programs and actually helped his parents with the 25th National Convention in Anaheim, California in 1975. So, if my math is correct, that was 1975. Angie's a new dancer. She only took classes 10 years ago, but she hasn't stopped dancing since. They'll speak to us later this evening, but both Angie and Louis say, please make plans to join us in Atlanta for a great event. Let's keep this activity going strong. Louis is a Navy veteran, so I've got one more question. Why is it when you order something, you get a message and it says it's been shipped, but when you send it by sea, it's called cargo? Our final model is, you guessed it, me. I've been in 22 fashion shows, and for the second time in 22 years, I've made an outfit for the fashion show, but my dance partner was not able to attend. This time he isn't just out of the hospital with a brand new knee like in 2016. This time he's actually taken an exam today to become a certified beekeeper. As they would have it, today, of course, is the final exam. And we're 2.5 hours away. Well, you can't be 2 places at the same time, so I'm going to join the other models in the back of the room. And Steve Arthur has agreed to model Tommy's shirt, so I'm going to join him on stage and ask Donna if she will come up and describe the outfit. So don't leave quite yet. I'm going to get down there in just a second. And if you'd like to be in next year's show, give me your name, mailing address, email, phone number, so I can contact you for next year's show. Since our theme for the convention, I think, is going to be scoot back to the 30s movies, our convention theme, our fashion show needs to coordinate with that, so I have chosen the theme, You Really Should Be in Pictures. So those of you who love sewing, don't miss the sewing thing with Susan Ballard right after this. It's called Eve, and you should have time to hurry down there. Now,
features eight cadets alternating with royal blue, which are outlined in white lace and red ribbon. The top is royal blue, double ruffle, outlined in white ribbon and lace. There are red ribbon ties, point of each goblet, and on the upper ruffle of the blouse. Susan is wearing red shoes, belt, slip, and penny pants. Joyce, your penny pants. Tommy's shirt has matching yoke and was made by modifying a commercial dress shirt in royal blue. Thank you, Steve, for modeling with Susan today. Our models will be back in the back of the room for a few minutes. Our models will be in the back of the room for a few minutes if you want to see any of the garments or posting. As you leave, if you are able, please put up chairs back around the room to get ready for afternoon dancing. Check at the door to see if you're only one or